Hey, here I am again. I tell you technology. I tell you me. I caught myself tagging my the person who's my accountability partner in this video challenge, and instead of tagging, I hit finish. So that's what happened. So part two. Well, no part two because I didn't say anything. But anywho, happy day after Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a marvelous and wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope it was filled with love, love, love. I'm just coming on really quick. You know, I'm getting quicker and quicker. I keep telling you guys in this 30-day challenge. And I was kind of thinking about you know that scripture that says a hope deferred makes the heart sad. It's in Proverbs, I believe it's in 13:1, I believe. 13:12, I think. Well, I just kind of want you to switch out the hope to dreams, because dreams and hope, they're kind of synonymous with one another. We have dreams, and when the dream seems deferred or seems to be something that you don't actualize, you can get very sad about that, right? Because you're like, I have these dreams that I want to manifest, and you know, they don't seem to be manifesting, and they're in my heart and they won't go away, but I'm just having, you know, these issues. Good afternoon, Miss Michelle Thomas. I hope your Thanksgiving went well. So yes, we're going to switch out that dream, that hope for a dream. So let's just say dream deferred makes the heart sad. And, oh good, Michelle, God just dropped this in my spirit. You know how sometimes you'll be talking about something another day, like yesterday I was talking about parts of this, what you're going to hear today. And I had no clue that until today that this was the message was going to be about. But anyway, so I was thinking about that whole scripture about hope deferred, but I'm saying a dream deferred makes the heart sad. And I started thinking, you know, maybe the dream was never deferred. Maybe God just used it in a different way than what was obvious to you. So I'm just going to tell you this story, and hopefully you'll hear yourself in it if you find yourself in a situation. Okay, so my mom was a Afro-Cuban dancer, and my auntie was also one. Plus, my auntie had ballet training, and my dad was a jazz musician. So my mom and dad met in a jazz club. That's how they met. So, you know, music and dance was just in my blood from day one. Love music, love, love, love. So, you know, I tried to be a musician. My mom was always very good about, if we expressed interest in something, she would put us in it. And so we had an organ in the house, and, you know, I played like the basic stuff. What my best friend taught me, because she was taking piano lessons, I can memorize like basic things, but you know, as far as reading music, and I didn't really like the organ, but we had it in the house, so I would just play around with it. There was no passion there, but you know, I just played around with it. So that wasn't it. And then I expressed interest in the clarinet, evidently, because my mom put me in clarinet lessons. And yeah, that wasn't it, because I couldn't get the fingering right. I couldn't read music. I'm not Miss Mathematician over here. And reading music, people usually, along with that, have mathematical minds. And me and math are not friends. So I couldn't get the clarinet right, so that wasn't it. And then my mom... Oh, there was drums in the house, of course, because my dad was a drummer. So I was rattling around on those, but yeah, I didn't have my dad's talent. So it just, I was just banging on them. I had no talent in that area. So from there, my mom put us in swimming classes, and I still know how to swim, and I'm glad I do, but I wasn't trying to be an Olympic gold medalist. I wasn't really interested in that. It was like, it's great. And then it's like, okay, not interested. And then I took karate. Yeah, I know. And then I took, let me see, what was that last thing that, let me see, it was karate, and it was something, oh, I know, gymnastics. She put me in gymnastics, and I was like, yes, because I like to flip, and I was very kind of athletically built. I've always had like a gymnast body. So she put me in gymnastics, and that was great. I liked the running and the jumping and all that stuff, but as soon as they did the balance beam stuff, I was like, out. I'm out. I'm not doing that. So that wasn't it. And then finally, I was put into dance class. And you know what happened then, right? I discovered my passion. I was over the moon. I was like, yay, I love dance. It's my passion. This is it. I felt like I discovered myself. I felt one with myself. I was like, I'm going to be the next Debbie Allen, if you know who that is. Debbie Allen would be, in this day, a Misty Copeland, I guess, in case you're too young to know who Debbie Allen is. But yeah, I was in this dance school, and on Saturdays, I would be in there from like 10 in the morning to all the way to 7 in the evening, and I did not care. I would take all the dance classes. I even took gymnastics too. I took everything, and I was just in love, never wanted to leave it. And then my ballet teacher ended up taking me to see Alvin Ailey. And once I saw them, I was like, Mom, this is it. This is my career. I'm going to be in Hollywood. I'm going to be on Broadway. I'm going to dance. And so my mom, because I was just sticking with it, that's the only thing that was like really, that I always stuck with throughout all the karate and gymnastics and all that other stuff I was in. I always came back to dance. And so she put me in this dance camp right before it was time to go to college at Columbia. So Columbia had a dance camp, a summer dance camp. So she put me in it to make sure that, this is exactly what I wanted to do. So I was in this camp like all day. We were in the studio. We was in a dance studio. Michelle said, I took ballet, tap, and jazz. I was a great ballerina. Yeah, you look like from what I could tell, you have the stature of a ballerina, Michelle. Yeah, so I was in heaven again. I was in there all day. We were in the studio. We were learning, makeup and production and improvisation, and we were doing all of it. It was like all day. And then I would come home and do more dance. That's how passionate I was about it. I got like super skinny, which for me is like, because I'm athletically built, always have been. I have like athletic legs. I'm more of a gymnast body. But yeah, I had lost so much weight because I was dancing constantly. I would come home and exercise constantly. And because I was just all in. So I did end up going to Columbia the first semester, but I ended up, I did well in my dance classes, but because I had no direction, I did love to write too. By the end of the second semester, I ended up, life kind of took a turn, and eventually I ended up married with kids, and I had to kind of, that hope and passion of being a dancer was kind of like a little flicker on the inside. And so I was thinking about that yesterday as I was discussing, around the table, with my family. I started to think about all the ways that God had utilized the dance talent. Hey, Terry. It's not that, because God doesn't give us talents and passions and waste them. It's a reason why they're there. And so I was thinking about like when my kids were in elementary school, and they were in this private little, very small Christian school that had, the whole enrollment from kindergarten through 8th grade was like 40 kids. So it was a very small school. And we would do these Thanksgiving. They would do these Thanksgiving productions and these art festivals and the holidays. They had these church things, and what they ended up doing was I choreographed one dance, and then from then on, I was choreographing dances for students. I ended up choreographing a dance for the teachers. I ended up choreographing dances for the moms. The parents got involved in all different aspects. I ended up doing makeup and costumes and all these sort of things that I was really passionate about, when I was, I was still young, but in my wanting to just be a dancer and just wanting to be out there and on Broadway and all these other things. Well, God started to utilize that same passion he put in me. And not only was I choreographing all this stuff for their shows, but I was also dancing in church. And again, I was also going to dance concerts and whatnot. And so as I progressed on in life and my kids ended up at another school, another small school, the same thing happened. When the showtime came, they came to me, or else the kids came to me, and I was producing and choreographing dances and whatnot. And so I said all that to say that although I had this notion of what I was supposed to do, it was a passion and it was a talent, it was a gift. Dance was. God gave it to me innately. I love it. I still, the fire has not ebbed as far as my talent and as far as me loving it. But the idea I had on how it had to be expressed, that I thought it was supposed to be expressed like, was I was supposed to be on Broadway. I was supposed to be, in California. I was supposed to be here and there and everywhere in somebody's company. And that's not the road he had for me. And just think if I would have just taken the talent and the passion and just tucked it away and let it stay inside and just been really sad about it, because innately this is something I was supposed to be doing, right? So I really was thinking about that. It's like, it's not that the dream or the hope was deferred. It's just that God didn't use it in the obvious way that I thought it was supposed to be used. But in the way that he used it through me, it ended up touching people who thought they couldn't dance, who looked at art, who looked at dance as something that they couldn't achieve, didn't look at it as an expression of God or art. He had me do it in a way where it benefited other people and it also healed other people. So those dreams of trying to be on Broadway and going to California, to be honest, when I really look back on it, I really wasn't cut out to do that stuff because, and I can tell you why. The times that I had to go audition for things, because I did do auditions, I did do shows and whatnot, I would freeze up a lot. I would get stage fright. And to be honest, a lot of the people who were in the arts world, now I'm not saying everybody, but there's a lot of damaged and broken people in the arts world. And that's why a lot of times why they use that gift to kind of heal through it, but a lot of them aren't healed. And at the time, I was very damaged too. So it's not really, if I had went the route I thought I was supposed to take with the dance, I would have ended up way more damaged and worse off than what I needed to be. It wasn't the route that I needed to take. So God knew why he put that passion in me. And so God used it the way he wanted to use it, not the way I thought it should be used. I did that little stuff that would have taken me on that path, but he shut the path down, and he ended up using it in a much beautiful, for me, for my path, it ended up being a much beautiful thing. It ended up touching more people. It ended up igniting passions in others that they didn't even, and talents that they didn't even know that they had. So I jumped on to say that although there might be a dream that you've had since you've been young, or a passion or a talent, something that you're good at, and you're thinking, wow, I really didn't actualize that talent the way I thought I was. But I want you to kind of think about that and reflect in your quiet time. And I bet you that God has actualize and utilize that talent that he gave you, because he does not just give you those talents and to waste. There's no waste. You know, God doesn't waste things in us because he loves us, and he has missions for us, and he has people for us to touch, and he also wants us to be happy. So don't get discouraged if you didn't, you know, like I said, I wanted to be the next Debbie Allen. I thought that's what I was supposed to be doing with this God-given passion. And there's nothing wrong with Debbie Allen or anything. I still follow Debbie on Instagram. I love her, but it wasn't my path. I had the talent, but that wasn't my path. My path was used differently, but I still became fulfilled through it. And as we grow older, sometimes we just need to look back and reflect and say, you know what? God did actualize this dream, and he's still actualizing it. He still uses me in that area of dance. The passion is still there. Or even, you know, whatever your gift or something that you think that you really didn't actualize, I bet you have actualized it. You just kind of looking at it in the wrong way. You're saying, I didn't do it the way that I thought it should be done, but God definitely did it the way he wanted it to be done. So that's it. I kind of just wanted to come on and just encourage you that, you know, God doesn't waste talent and passion and throw it in you just to make you sad, you know, and I hope it really helps someone. And if you're having problems maybe actualizing those dreams, maybe this next chapter in your life, you're like, I have these dreams, Tina, but I just don't know how to do step B. I just don't know how to make it manifest. You book your consultation. I left my link up there, and I also have an ebook for you about manifesting your dreams, and it's free. And so I just want you to book your consultation with me, get your 30-minute free consultation so we can talk about it. I can get you to actualizing. I can get you to use that power that God put in you. God never wastes. He never wastes. So if you have it, you're going to use it in some aspect. Just don't get caught up in the way you think it should go. Just be available to God, and he will utilize it the best possible way through you, because he knows what he made you for, okay? So, it's Tina Lorraine, your purpose-driven life coach. I'm going to sign off now. I love you guys. I want you to have a great purpose-driven rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Terry. Bye, Michelle. Thanks, Michelle.